Yo, my dudes, what's going on? David here, and welcome to another reaction. This episode, we are diving into Season 1, Episode 7 of Castle, called Home is Where the Heart Stops. If you haven't caught the other episodes, you should do so now so you are all caught up on how I feel about the show and all that good stuff. And if you enjoy this video at any point in time, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what I can do to further entertain you guys and to better myself as a reactor. And if you enjoyed enough and you want to catch more of it, you can head on over to Patreon. The link is in the description below for the full uncut, unedited reactions, extra early episodes over there as well, and all that good stuff. Or you can wait for it to air on YouTube. That is totally fine. Up to you guys. But with that being said, fasten your seatbelts. Let's ride. Yo. Her finger. That is a gruesome death.
No sign of forced entry. Same as the others.
Looks like our home invasion crew went for a four-peat.
They're stepping up their game, becoming more violent.
Bless you.
Jinx.
What's wrong with him?
Goose down. He's allergic.
I'm sorry, under the time-honored rules of Jinx, you're not allowed to speak until I release you.
Bless you. Reverse double jinx.
I could...
Castle. Mouth shut.
Well, let's just say this one's definitely Beckett flavored.
Remember, guys, I'm going to try to figure this out beforehand.
Close range.
Well, it can't be random. How do they know what's in the safes? Safes. Is that a word? Is it saves? That can't be right.
And you write for a living?
Castle, the point.
The point is, our home invaders seem to know an awful lot about their victims.
I am going to do everything in my power to make sure that they pay for what they did.
One of those hard pills to swallow, knowing that somebody passed away
Impressive.
before you could
Well, you
have
handled her back there?
went and saw them.
It is. You read the New York Review of Books?
Oh, so many layers to the Beckett onion. However, will you peel them all?
I like their chemistry, man. It's really growing.
His little friend. He's in his waistband. We snatched him up.
Serial numbers are scratched off.
Heavy on collars, light on convictions.
Amazing how many times a guy can get arrested without ever serving time.
He's have a pretty good lawyer.
Oh, good at what he does.
Good enough to be our perp.
What do you writers always call them? Perps.
I don't think it's this
Is that
guy.
what you call him?
Let's hear him talk, though.
How come I got this crazy hunch that most of those people got records a lot like yours?
Well, I wasn't drinking tea at the plaza. Look,
I don't
you
think it's
want
him.
more reliable witnesses? Give me an hour so I'll see what I can do.
I get it, all right? You made a promise to a daughter to find her mother's killer. It doesn't take Freud to see what's what. But you're gonna run up some blind alleys before you get out of the maze?
Look, as much as I appreciate your folksy Dr. Phil aphorisms, I just want to...
Wouldn't it be more of a challenge if they weren't standing still?
You put any of the next 3 in the 10 ring, and I will give you the files.
Yeah.
Oh, he's putting them there. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah.
You're a very good teacher.
This potential suspect. Ooh.
I've been waiting a long time for this, Castle.
Holy crap. I knew he was there. I didn't think he was going to punch him.
You, don't seem out of practice.
Just like riding a bike.
Our thieves used a bump key.
This new generation, how utterly vulgar. Rick, you
Hmm.
didn't tell me they put her in the safe.
What's the significance?
Wait a minute. Oh no. Beckett? I knew it.
Hey.
Are you a forensic psychiatrist, some kind of profiler?
Actually, I'm a writer.
A better reporter, huh? What, you gonna make me famous?
Not that kind of writer. I'm a novelist.
Yeah? Anything that I might have heard of?
Storm's Last Stand, Storm's Season.
Derek Storm?
Yeah.
I love that guy. Why the hell did you kill him?
It's a long story, but I'm working on a new one, and I gotta tell you, it is very cool.
Ricky Castle? I've heard perfectly awful things about you from my friend Cheney.
Cheney.
Tall brunette, aftermarket nose.
Cheney, of course, I was Cheney.
Oh, I hear she's a great scandal in San Moritz. And you?
Currently between scandals, actually.
Oh, you two aren't.
Not yet.
No. Never. In fact, Ricky here is assisting me with a homicide investigation.
No. That one goes to the thrift store. Whoa, Karma Chameleon.
The girl at Saks said fluorescent is in.
Well, then she was on commission.
Man, these guys are guilty of tax evasion, not home invasion.
Yeah, well, appearances can be deceiving.
Yeah.
Lots of vodka. But I'm on duty, so water?
Yeah. Vodka. Could I get 2 very stiff vodka martinis? Don't shake them, just swirl them around a bit.
Richard.
You overheard.
Sure it is.
I was just talking to the head of donor development over there.
Is she
She
couple?
seems to know an awful lot about me.
She's not the only one.
Did you know that they call you the white whale?
The white whale? Not Moby.
No. She's in donor development. It's her job to know about you. Besides, she doesn't strike me as a criminal mastermind. Castle, what's going on?
They're in on it together. You've all but admitted it.
I'm so sorry. I had no idea it was such a big deal.
2 people are dead.
Oh, they're claiming to be dating.
Dead?
They're talking about dating.
Good Lord, Rick. You didn't think.
As we auction off some of the city's finest items for one of the finest causes. To start the bidding, please welcome Martha Rogers.
Oh.
Okay, do we have an opening bid?
2,500.
2,500, beautiful lady in blue. Thank you so much. Do we hear 3,000? 3,000. Girls, don't be shy. We have a gentleman bidder. Oh, and isn't he attractive? Oh, my goodness, aren't we broad-minded? Oh, there we have it. 4,000. All right, ladies, the gauntlet is down. $7,000.
Oh, suspicious, man.
Reynolds, Paul Reynolds.
They were acting creepy. Dang it, why didn't I say it?
And then uses his girlfriend's research to build profiles on the victims.
It's no good to be coy. I've seen the looks you've been throwing me all night.
Shopping, are we?
Paul Reynolds, you're under arrest on suspicion of theft and conspiracy to commit murder.
Let's go.
Where was the badge?
Don't ask. As a friend, I am asking you not to leave this car. Because your little Hardy Boy act
This is gonna get me killed, I know.
more like get one of them killed, and I can't have that on my conscience. Understood?
What if I have to pee?
You know he's getting out of this car. Oh, hello. You fell in my lap again. Oh, gun in hand.
Out of the car! She told me actually I have to stay in. Out of the car now! Okay. I tried to stay in the car. I really
He did. Oh.
hit me in the face.
Hey.
though.
Yeah, I saw that.
That, go ahead, I need the practice. That was classic.
Darling, we have a visitor.
Hey.
Oh, pretty butch, Castle.
I know, right? Come, grab a chair.
Oh, no, I just came to return your mom's jewel.
You saved my life. The least I can do is make you some eggs.
No, really, I have to get going.
Nonsense. You sit down right here.
I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Alrighty, that is season 1, episode 7 of Castle. And again, we find ourselves with another solid episode when it comes to the Castle series. I feel like the chemistry between Castle and Beckett is slowly becoming one of my favorite duo chemistries to date. I feel like we got a lot deeper into sort of the whole Beckett thing. She was very into this case. Like, it almost hit home. Just seeing another woman deal with the death of a parent, the death of a mother. You know, it hit right in home, like at home with her. and she felt very like she needed to solve the case. That's what I was getting the vibe from Beckett. It was one of those like, I need to solve this case. I need to get justice for this woman, because I wonder if she's never got justice for her own mom. That's what I'm kind of getting those kind of vibes. We're starting to also see a lot more of Esposito and Ryan. I think that's the other guy's name, Detective Ryan. So that's good too. We're building more characters. I haven't caught the black lady's name, but we got to see her hanging out with Beckett outside of, obviously a crime scene. So it's almost like they're trying to build outside characters, and I like that a lot, actually, because right now all we have is obviously Castle, Beckett, and then we have Castle's daughter and his mother. So the fact that they're actually building people outside of that, character-wise, I like that a lot. I feel like, again, this is one of those interesting cases that kept me so driven. So this is, I guess in this sense too, it was another case of not really figuring out who did it, more so figuring out where that guy was. That I think that was more of the direction of this case. It was more of figuring out where he was, sort of like the last one. I don't know why for a second there I thought that the guy they caught at the party was going to be at the charity event was going to be the man, but then it's almost like it slipped my mind. Like they had already given the description of the actual man, and so it slipped my mind that they caught a foot soldier of his. But to me, would that foot soldier still be in trouble? I would think so, because of the fact that he still aided him in all of the crimes he was committing, whether it be him going through with it. He's probably definitely going to serve some time. It's probably not going to be as harsh as the man they caught, but he's definitely serving some time. And then we got to see a little different approach, where I used to always make like the little running joke about, oh, Castle's always told not to go into the scene. What do you know? Castle finds them before they do. So in this case, I thought the same thing was going to happen again, but Beckett actually saw. So they got to the apartment and the coffee was still warm. They were looking around, and then Beckett looked through the door and they saw the suspect, and he ran. And so they chased after him, but then they got locked. And then he jumps off the roof. And I thought it was kind of funny, the little scene where just Castle's kind of pretending to play detective and do whatever. And then he lands right on the hood of the car. And obviously he's got a gun in his hand. Castle's like, he hits the wipers. That was like some funny humor. Because I said, like, I thought the show was going to be like a lot of humor, but it's way more serious than what I thought it was going to be, which is a good thing. I'm glad to see that it has more of a serious role, like a serious, like it's not, again, I thought, when I first thought Castle, I thought like old school Brooklyn Nine-Nine type, oh, we're going to be solving cases, but we're going to be with like stupidity and funny jokes being said. And it's not that at all, which is obvious. Like, it's honestly what I feel like makes the show that much better, that there is the serious side to it. And Castle is obviously the comedic relief, but he's not always bringing comedy. There's a lot of times where he wants to solve the case just as much as Beckett does, and so he loves the mystery of it. He loves all that good stuff. So I like it. I like this episode a lot. I think we didn't get to see Alexis a lot in this one, which is okay. I mean, she's just his daughter, so she's not going to be in a lot of. Obviously, we're dealing with cases, so a lot of the time it's not going to be her in the scene or her in the episode. But I feel like they did a good job, because now we know Alexis's mom, and so now they could always bring up the name Meredith, and we'll know who he's referring to. And now we saw firsthand with the last episode that what she is like, at least, and so now we know that. The sad truth is that he's more mature than Meredith is, or however you say her name. which is crazy to think because obviously to most people he is not mature at all. He's very immature. And so Alexis is probably the most mature person in this family because even mom is kind of a loose cannon, so to speak. And then we got to also see Powell, who I guess is was an old friend of Castle, who Castle actually wrote a story behind him, a novel behind him, and then basically stole that guy's whole identity in a sense. And so he wasn't very happy about it, obviously. And so when Castle went to go visit him, that was actually set up pretty cool. Like that scene, like I was like, oh, like I was like, he's there. I know he's there, but I didn't expect him to just punch him in the face. And then if he did punch him in the face, I wasn't expecting him just to like punch him and then tell him he's been wanting to do that for a while and that he deserved it. So it was cool though. It was cool to see both of them kind of sort of interact like old buddies interacting. The mom said that man, I guess the mom and Powell dated at some point, or they talked, or they did something together. And so she was just saying that he owed him a sort of like an evening out. And so Castle brought that up, and you know, they were poking humor, and then they went to the crime scene, and then at the crime scene, they were kind of just talking about how just some more jewelry stuff, because I guess he knows a lot about jewelry, Powell does. And then all of a sudden, there's like somebody at the door. It's like suspense, like who is it? I was thinking it was probably the killer. Then it's Beckett, and then Beckett was upset because Powell was there. But Powell like ran off and left Castle. I don't know, just really good scenes throughout, and just like a really fun episode. I'd probably give this episode like an 8. I know it took a while to say what I gave this episode, but I just feel like it's again like another one of those just like really good solid episodes, and it's really hard to grade. It's so, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm like trying my best not to grade everything so highly, but I think so highly of these shows that you guys have recommended for me to watch, so it's really tough not to just think like this is a really good episode. This is a solid episode. I had fun with this episode. I could like sit down and rewatch this whole episode and not, you know, be bored with it or anything, even knowing the outcome and everything at the end. Like, it's just fun. It's cool. I like it. I like the whole, when Beckett was doing like her little shooting, her little, practice at the gun range or whatever, when she was doing all that, I thought it was pretty cool that Castle came down, made it seem like he didn't know how to handle a gun. He didn't know how to do any of that. So he basically, what do they call it? The word I'm trying to think. I can't think of the word right now, but he basically lied to her. What is that word? I am drawing a blank. But basically, you know what I'm saying? Like, he basically lied to her, making it seem like he didn't know how to do it. And then all of a sudden, the second they put something up for grabs, he just bang, bang, bang the next 3 right in the bullseye. So that was really cool. It took her by surprise. It took me by surprise. I'm telling you, for an average Joe, for just an author, a writer for these murder books or whatever you want to call them, it's crazy. Like, he's way more advanced than we give credit for, and so I just like it. And like I said, like in the beginning, I said their chemistry is just growing a lot, and like I liked even in the ending scene where she came over to return the jewelry to Rick's mom, and Rick's like, hey, you know, you saved my life, least I can do is make some eggs for you or whatever. And she was like not going to stay yet again. She was being stubborn old Kate. And then she eventually, the mom and daughter sort of convinced her to stay, and they started having like a little conversation. Like, I could definitely see something growing there. I hope she acts on it. I think Castle's a good dude. He's not, I see, again, another thing I thought was like, I'm like, Nathan Fillion, he's going to play like the douchey, over the top, like detective guy. And so he's actually I like him a lot better than I thought I was going to. So that is saying a lot. I had very low expectations for him. And so he's already blew that out of the water. He surpassed that a long time ago. And so it's definitely just refreshing. This is just a refreshing show, and it is a crime show. And so like with that, I always feel like, I get frustrated with the whole crime stuff and how sometimes when the crime sucks, the episode sucks. And this crime didn't suck because it was interesting enough, but I don't know. Sometimes it feels like even if the crime is going to suck during this series, that they're gonna carry it so well that it's not even gonna matter, because I really like them. I like them a lot, and I'm super pumped and glad to be watching the show with you guys, and you guys watching my reaction to it. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it as well. Unfortunately, that is all the time I have for this episode. If you agree or disagree, please comment down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Again, I thought it was an 8. Some of you might think that's too high, but I feel like this show is just always giving out great episodes, and they're fun to watch. But like I said, I'll catch you guys later. Again, the whole Patreon stuff, if you want to go check that out, you could definitely do that as well. That is all the time I have for today. Thanks so much, guys. Peace.